First of all, let me thank you for watching our presentation about paperless report processing, which improves data management, allowing you to export your IBM I-Series and AS400 reports to PDF and Excel. This presentation is brought to you by DRV Technologies, an IBM business partner and developer of Flex Tools. My name is Christopher David. I'm your presenter today. I've been working with solutions to improve IBM output for over 15 years, and I've helped thousands of clients improve their workflow and efficiency. Today, we'll continue the conversation about paperless reports and look at how you can automate the delivery of those reports to the people who need them. We'll look at a couple of different methods so you can decide which is best for your requirements. The work environment today is changing rapidly. Organizations today have alternatives to printing on paper and manually distributing hard copy reports. I would bet that most of us here today don't even get our news from the paper anymore. In the first webinar in this series, which was archived if you've not seen it, we discussed how moving forward to paperless reporting can help you move away from a manual, labor-intensive workflow, which you see in this graphic. Paperless reporting enables electronic distribution and archiving, which reduces printing and distribution costs and delivers critical data in real time. This graphic illustrates the evolution of process management, reducing or eliminating paper printing and moving to digital output. This process can be incremental, allowing you to ease into a new, more efficient management of the entire life cycle of reports and documents. Today we'll cover Phase 2, automating the conversion and distribution of paperless reports. In our last webinar, we discussed different ways to convert IBM spool files to paperless reports and spreadsheets and PDF, which brings up the next question. Now what do you want to do with them? Do you simply want to convert reports ad hoc, or do you want to take it to the next level and automatically burst and deliver paperless reports to the people that need the data in real time without human interaction? In the last session, we defined some IBM printing terminology. To create printed output, a program or utility will generate the output data which spools to a printer file, and it goes into an output queue. If an active print writer is monitoring the out queue, it verifies that the spool file is the correct form type and handles the communication between the system and the printer. It's here, at this point, in the out queue, that we can intercept the spool file, bypass the print writer and the printed page, burst the spool file into multiple files and convert them to paperless reports, which are automatically delivered to multiple recipients, all without lifting a finger. Studies have shown that paper document management consumes up to 17% of an organization's gross revenue when you take into consideration printing costs, storage costs, inventorying, filing, searching for lost files, etc. Think about it. That's almost 9 weeks worth of every penny of revenue your company generates year after year. A solid document management strategy can help increase revenue, decrease costs, and increase customer and user satisfaction. That's going to make upper management very happy. Automating paperless distribution eliminates wasted paper and man hours and puts critical information in the hands of the people that need it to make the business decisions for your company to stay ahead and focus your efforts on core responsibilities instead of paper chasing. In the archived webinar, How to Convert Paperless Reports the Easy Way, we discussed some of the pitfalls of manual processing, including using Navigator to drive files to import into Excel, and IBM's Transform services, which are not the most efficient or user-friendly way to digitize reports. We also discussed the benefits of using an off-the-shelf third-party solution designed specifically to format IBM I reports to PDF and spreadsheets. And this process provides an easy path to take it to the next level, automatically converting and delivering paperless reports to where they're needed. For our example, we're going to use SpoolFlex software, which is perfect because it runs natively on the IBM I system without additional hardware. It's an intuitive solution, well supported, and very reasonable. Most of all, it's easy to use. Off-the-shelf solutions like SpoolFlex can digitize spool files directly to a variety of electronic formats, including those that you see here. The most popular by far are PDF and spreadsheets for Excel. Solutions like SpoolFlex are menu-driven, so you don't have to worry about remembering a bunch of commands or keying the wrong parameters. And if you ever need help, you can call on the vendor for technical assistance. Good luck getting support on manual processes or troubleshooting a do-it-yourself approach. You're going to rely on blogs where you don't even know who's responding to your questions. Well, that begs the question now. Once it's in the digital format you want, then what? Well, first of all, if you have the file converted to a paperless report, you probably have it saved to your PC or the IFS or maybe on a file server. Here's an example of a file saved to the IFS. That's the integrated file system, which is a location on your IBM system where you can save PC-compatible files. I'm going to use Ops Navigator to locate the file, and I'm going to drag it to the desktop and manually attach it using my email client. I use Outlook, but you could use Lotus Notes or whatever you typically use. Okay, now obviously this takes quite a few steps. It requires me to, interactively locate the file, and convert it, attach it, and I know, probably just me, has anyone here ever forgotten to attach the attachment? Nobody? Okay, then just me. Now, a lot of programmers out there have discovered IBM's built-in tool called Send Distribution, which IBM describes as a command that allows a user to send distribution to another user, a list of users, or to a distribution list. The command can be added to CL programs or custom programs if you have programming resources available. There are a few things you need to do to set it up, though. In the early days, SpoolFlex used this command to distribute reports, and this old screen here shows you the steps that we used to set up the send distribution. It actually requires 7 different APIs to set up. This menu brings them all together in one place, but it's not on your system if you don't have SpoolFlex even installed. First of all, what you would have to do in the old days was to enter the IP address and host name of your SMTP mail server. There's not a host table entry for it, then you need to add one. Then you need to add your SMTP attributes, and then add a directory entry for every user who's going to send emails. Oops. Now, you also need to make sure that the MSF, which is the Mail System Framework, and SMTP are running on your system. I'm not going to go through all the steps required because you can already see this is pretty kludgy. It's very complicated, and this is why we abandoned this obsolete technology years ago. There are still programmers out there today using it. One of the biggest reasons we developed our own email solution had to do with troubleshooting. If you run into issues with send distribution, you're not alone. I watched a mid-range blog go back and forth with at least 20 senior programmers trying for weeks to help someone troubleshoot their send distribution. And no wonder. I just Googled troubleshooting send distribution and got thousands of hits. Now look at the IBM solution. Holy cow. Yeah, that doesn't look complicated. Even if you get it working, you're limited to a lot of there's a lot of limitations to using, for example, file names with 8 characters or less. You can only attach one attachment. It doesn't support authentication. It can incorrectly report that an email was sent when it wasn't, because SMT sometimes just randomly stops working and you have to restart it again. I've worked with some clients that were able to get it working, and they created their own unique CL program for each report and recipient that they wanted to distribute it to. So maintaining it was a nightmare. And what's going to happen to that company when any of those recipients leave the company and the programmer is no longer available? Interesting thought. DRV abandoned send distribution years ago in favor of a simplified email solution that we developed on our own and built into SpoolFlex. To configure it, all you have to do is enter the IP address of your outgoing mail server, and the software will relay emails through your existing SMTP settings. There's no need for host table entries, distribution directories, or any of those extra steps. This method can validate both sent and fail emails. You can send files with much longer file names, send multiple attachments, and a whole lot more. I recently helped a client who had been trying for 3 weeks to troubleshoot send distribution without any luck. He said he had found lots of Google sites that offered help, but none of them had any answers. He posted questions out there. He was so frustrated. Anyway, he installed SpoolFlex, and in less than 2 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating, once we had it installed, in 2 minutes, I had him emailing from his IBM system. He could not believe it. Now, a comprehensive paperless report delivery system should not require any custom programming. With SpoolFlex, you can set up rules and even tell the software where the email addresses are located. As you can see here, it could be coming from a SpoolFlex address book, a spool file attribute, the spool page, or even from your own customer database file if you wish, and then it can look up based on some flag, perhaps a customer number or something like that, what the associated email address is. SpoolFlex also allows you to set up templates, which are like cookie cutters, that you can allow you to perfectly format reports in spreadsheets, PDF, and other formats. These templates store the formatting information, dynamic variables that can be used to create unique names, and specify the locations you want to archive copies. They can also be used in the rules that you set up so that the automated delivery distributes perfectly formatted, intelligently named files every time without user intervention. Automated report distribution combines the conversion to paperless formats that we've discussed and delivers them seamlessly without user intervention. As you can see here, these are the kinds of variables that you can pull in to the file name and to the archive location. So SpoolFlex will name the files correctly and put them in the correct location every single time. There's no more hunting for reports. There's no mistakes made. Once you've set up the email, which in the example I mentioned took 2 minutes, you can set up the comprehensive menu distribution rules, which include email address location, delivery options, and paperless report formatting. These can be distributed manually by running a menu option, or you can add our API to a CL program if you want to do custom programming. Or even better, you can use our built-in job scheduler that we call Spool Sentry to automate it for you. Automating SpoolFlex and report distribution takes modernization to the next level, turning your IBM I or AS400 into an intelligent industrial robot that converts and distributes your business-critical data in real time. The Sentry can monitor multiple out queues and execute paperless report distribution without any human intervention. It can even call a query, create a custom report you've designed, convert it to a paperless report, and deliver it to whomever you've assigned it to go to. It can even identify who requested the report and send it to that person. SpoolFlex can also be automated with the included data queue monitor if you prefer. Recipients don't ever even have to see a green screen. Their reports just appear in their inbox. SpoolFlex even has an optional audit trail that allows you to see everything that's been distributed through SpoolFlex, allowing you to quickly determine whether or not a report was sent, who it was sent to and when, locate and review the original report, view it, and resend it if necessary. All of this adds up to tremendous time savings and improved efficiency. With paperless reports, electronic copies can be stored on a file server for easy company-wide access, eliminating the need for filing cabinets. Files created by SpoolFlex are text searchable, and you can quickly locate them either using our audit trail, or you can use something as simple as Windows Explorer. You can even key in search tags to locate the specific files that you're looking for. Up here, I keyed in new orders, and Windows automatically identified all of the files on this server that had the words new orders in it, If I wanted to drill down further, I could key in additional information. So you can quickly view them with just a few mouse clicks without ever leaving your desk. Archiving this way traditionally required expensive proprietary document management systems where you had to index fields, output to TIFF files, all of which are good, but which are probably overkill for most people's needs. Something as simple as this, anybody can use it. Now, what should a report distribution solution look like? Well, some of the key features I've listed here. I prefer it to be native IBM I software because that way you don't have additional hardware to worry about, operating systems compatibility, things like that, or brownouts, that sort of things. Obviously, there's features unique to each solution, but I have to say, if I'm taking it from a 30,000-foot level, above all, I suggest the main issue is going to be scalability, long-term maintenance, and support. How easy is it to maintain? How is their tech support? Are they helpful? Do they tell you to go read a manual instead of helping you? Do you answer with a live person, or do you get actual, or do you get a voicemail, or do you get transferred to another country? These are all things I think that really are going to contribute to the success of the project. Now, we will be having a third webinar coming up shortly in 2 weeks. Our next webinar in the series is called IBM I Report Writing, Extract Custom Reports Direct to Digital Formats. Contact us if you'd like to attend. The email that went out did have a link to it. If you want to register, we'd be delighted to show it to you. With this type of approach, you can extract data natively from the IBM database files to create custom reports. It's an easy-to-use alternative to IBM's query tool. Let's say that it's easy enough that even someone as non-technical as myself can use it. So if you'd like to join us in 2 weeks, sign up. We'd love to have you there. That is our presentation. Thank you for joining us. In a moment, I'll open the floor for questions. But I'd ask you to take a look at the survey that's going to be accompanying the, or following immediately after this. And we'll show you have some questions for you to get some feedback on the presentation. And there we go. Sorry about that. There we go.